Hey, anyone. Um, Welcome back. If you happen to have seen my first pseudo intro declaration about this video series, or welcome, regardless if it's your first time. I am Dave Paris with Wall of Sound Productions, and this is Audio Waves, Rants, and Raves with Crazy Dave. Again, I'm looking on working on a logo or something maybe. So if anybody has some suggestions or ideas or anything like that, go ahead and send me some logo stuff. But today's topic is going to be, how long does it take to record and why? So I wanted to do this because I'm getting people calling me and they're asking for 1 hour or less of recording time. And they're stating that they can record their part in one take. And, or they're calling and they're saying, how much recording time can I get for this much money? So, this makes me a little uncomfortable because most people don't really know what they're getting themselves into. There's lots of elements that go into, to recording. You're getting an experience for your music or your art, really. And some of the factors that affect recording are the environment that you practice and work or write in. It's going to be different than the studio. The sound of the room, of the studio, the time of day that you're there, the look, the feel, that's going to affect your performance. All right. And thing is that universal equipment is not customized to you. So recording equipment, whether it's microphones or the room, that is very important, that I'm talking and mentioning a lot about. The consoles, the instruments, the effects, everything, all of those, the microphones and all that, they're all built for versatility, but they still have to be catered to you and your sound. All right. And people state that they can track in one take. Well, that's great, because you're going to need to lay down your performance many times to tweak it, to get it recorded well. All right. The mic placement, even your placement in the room or in the booth, the microphones used, the headphone level, these are only some of the things that come into play, when you're recording. I get rap artists that contact me and state they can record in one take. They always have flow issues. They always have issues with dynamics. Dynamics are is a common thing. No matter what. The smacking of the lips. I get a lot of singers and vocalists and such that say, I had no idea I smack my lips and do so many clicks and things. Well, we're using very sensitive microphones that pick up everything, and then we have to filter out what we don't want. And then of course there's just the classic messed up lines. They still just will trip up on lines, and it's usually just because of it's related to the feel of being in the studio. And I get drummers that state that they can record in one take. And this is there's a common drummer phrase that I hear. I don't know why we have to practice so much, because I know my part. And I could do a video series alone just on things that drummers say. Should I don't know, maybe we should vote. Should we vote yes or no? I don't know. Should I do something on that? But the truth is that drums they're hard to record. All right. There's dynamic issues with drums volume. Essentially is what it is. There's the consistency of playing and the consistency of the dynamics. There's the tuning and the tone of the drums. All of these things contribute to the the sound, and the tracking of the drummers. And you can believe that you are a totally unique drummer and that nobody plays like you, because you're going to tell me that. when you come in. And, so understand that makes tracking you unique. So the tips and tricks and the things that the studio used on the last drummer isn't going to work on you. So we have to find what is going to work and what's going to make you sound the best. Okay. Just like guitar players, you have to tweak your sound. You have to tweak your tone. You have to tweak your sound just like just like guitar players do. Okay. And then there's the mix down. And it's funny because people seem to forget that they have to pay for a mix down. They have to pay for the mixing. And this is the gluing of the performance, the gluing together of the performance with effects and reverb and EQ and compression and leveling and editing and fading and all these other elements that go into mixing, and just to get it to sound natural, so I mean, after you came in, set up, warmed up, practiced, got your headphone mix right, tested the tracking, recorded a take straight through, of course, in one take, and then listen to that and then try it again, again in one complete take, you still have a mix down. Okay. And shortchanging the mix down is stupid. And, really that's another topic. Okay. So, the one take mentality doesn't really allot for creative exploration. There's no trying, there's no experimenting, there's none of the creative aspects that in a studio that you get when you just come in saying that you're going to record in one take. You may really want to come into a studio and record and put your talent to track. I mean, I love recording. Okay, I do, and that's why I got Wall of Sound. I want to do everything I can to get your music out of your head and into the world, so that so that you can represent what you have. Okay, but the one take mentality, is technically not realistic, and it usually just leads to disappointment and or blame on the studio. I have heard many stories of people that have went into the studio and then they've said, well, we were really unhappy with the final product. We went in, we knew our parts, we were ready, but we still had to record things, over and over. And the engineer just sat there and listened to the same two measures over and over, trying to make tweaks, and we didn't hear anything different. And when we finally ran out of time, we got this product and it just didn't sound like we had expected it to, and the studio gets the blame for that. But, it's the project, it's all of these elements that went in that, that have affected this, and so to just keep those kind of things in mind, contact me here at Wall of Sound. Let's set up a tour. Let's talk about your project. Let's work out what we need to do to make it successful and make it a good experience. But just be leery of the one take approach to being in the studio. I mean, I still, for all the one takers that come in, I still have them saying, can you splice this and edit it and move it forward or move it backwards or something like that? Or can you fix this part here and that part there? Yeah, that's why we're here, to make everything the best it can be. But one take is usually not the solution. All right. So thanks for your time. Thanks for getting this far in the video. That's all I got for this episode. Remember, I'm going to be trying to do this about 2 times a month. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and and share topics. If there's anything that you'd like covered, let me know, and we'll get that. We'll get this. Hopefully, we can get that up in a future episode.